I have a question to ask you. Do you like that fresh new car smell? Well, you gotta love new construction for that same reason. No one has stank up that house yet. There are no pet odors, no smoke, or even stanky feet. But that's not the only reason you should consider purchasing a new construction home in Southwest Washington in 2024. So I have this and two more reasons that new construction is where it is at this year here in Southwest Washington. Hi, my name is Cassandra Marks, also known as Realtor Cass, and I'm your guide to absolutely everything. Southwest Washington, Clark County, Vancouver, and even Portland. If you are even remotely thinking about making a move to my neck of the woods here in Southwest Washington, please either send me an email, a text, or a DM. You can hit me up on all the socials. You can find me at Realtor Cass right there. And we can set up a time to chat over all of your PNW and homeownership questions. So back to the three reasons why you should look at new construction here in Southwest Washington in 2024. And as I've already kind of alluded to, it's that new home smell, or maybe lack of smell. Have you ever noticed, and I feel like I can't be the only one. Have you ever noticed when you go over to a friend or family member's house that it smells different and you're kind of like, I always notice that when I walk in the door, but a lot of that has to do with that's part of my job. Animals, food, people's jobs, their kids, sports, anybody who had family members who grew up playing hockey, especially because I'm from Minnesota, like that hockey bag stinks so bad. You totally know what I mean when I say sports stank up your house. Well, many things contribute to the smell of a house, and no two homes smell the same. And that smell can definitely turn off buyers like yourself quite quickly. So the second reason that you should buy new construction or consider it is customization. If you do a semi-custom ground up build, you have the opportunity to customize so much in the home and make it uniquely yours from the very beginning. So once you go under a contract, one of the first things that you're going to do is consider, depending upon your builder, but you'll look at structural updates. If they haven't had the plans approved by the county yet, chances are you can go in and be like, oh, hey, I want to add a couple windows, or I want to add a door in the garage to the outside. You might want to extend the deck, or you might want to change out those patio sliders for those really awesome bifold, like fully open and outdoors. Oh my God, I love those. They're on a lot of the Parade of Homes, so you gotta check those out. Anyways, I digress. So not only are there structural updates, so then that'll get all approved, but then the next thing you can customize is all the interior finishes. So sometimes, the builder will kind of have an idea of where everything's going. And then you're like, oh, I want hardwoods throughout the whole house instead of carpet here. Or I want painted cabinets instead of stained cabinets. Or I want to upgrade to quartz countertops in not only the kitchen, but the bathroom so that it doesn't have the tiles. So there's so many different things that you can change and customize. Paint colors, you can add shiplap walls. There's so many different cool things that you can do. That's why I love new construction. You can make it uniquely yours. And the third reason to go with new construction, or at least consider it here in Southwest Washington, are the incentives that the builders are offering. And these incentives can go towards four different things usually. Design studio credits, permanent buydowns, short-term buydowns, or just to pay the rest of your closing costs. These are some of the incentives that the builders are offering right now to get you in the door here in 2024 in Southwest Washington. So what does that design studio credit look like? So for those doing a ground-up build, kind of like we talked about earlier, you go under contract, you head to either the builder's design studio or to the vendors to pick out all of the finishes that you want for your new home, okay? Well, I recently went and did this exact appointment with my clients, and it was about 4 hours long and just so much fun watching them choose out their materials and really dive in and pick the look and the feel of their home. The credit that they were offered was $26,000, and the seller offered that so it could either go towards the design studio and cover up some of their upgrades into the home, or they could add it to things like larger windows on either side of the fireplace, like if they wanted to put in different types of flooring, and they changing out a common space into a fourth bedroom. But they applied that credit, and they only had to pay 10% on the upgrades, and the $26,000 covered the rest of the upgrades in their house. So how about applying that incentive as a buy down? Well, there are two types of buy downs, and depending upon the seller, you might get lucky and score a permanent buy down on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. One of my most recent clients totally scored that. We negotiated them to get that rate. The next month, the sellers paid for the buy down from that rate back down to the first rate that they were offered, and they covered their closing costs. So that was pretty awesome. They bought the rate down to $499, which is unheard of, and it's permanent. So, and that's on a 30-year fix. Sometimes you're going to see these rate buy downs, and they might be on like some sort of a 5-year or 7-year arm. So just be warned, just watch out. Or the third thing that you can do is apply those incentive dollars towards the rest of your closing costs. So all that you need to bring is that down payment that you originally agreed to, potentially saving you from bringing an additional anywhere from like $8,000 to $15,000 to closing above your agreed down payment amount. I want to say this, keep in mind, just because the builders are offering these incentives, that doesn't mean there are not other opportunities to negotiate with them. I talked a little bit about that earlier. There have been some cases where agents like myself can negotiate a lower sales price on a home, not only the incentives for the buy down, but then also stacking on additional seller paid closing costs. You might even be able to get the remaining appliances added on, or window covers, or even extra landscaping added in. Just make sure that you speak with a realtor that is actually experienced in new construction. There's a lot of realtors, not everyone has done new construction. And these realtors, they will have relationships with the local builders, and they will get the best deal for you. If you have more questions about new construction here in Southwest Washington, you absolutely need to head on over to and check out my other YouTube channel. And it is right here. It is dedicated to showcasing all of the hottest new communities, builders, and plans available here in Southwest Washington for you. So again, my name is Cassandra Marks, also known as Realtor Cass, and I am a farmer with a wee little real estate problem. Thank you so much for spending time with me today, and until I see you again, bye.